Welcome, friends. I'm Yvonne Davis, author, astrologer, and life transformation coach, and welcome to my channel where I do general astrology and political astrology. So today, as I'm recording this video, it is Tuesday, January 21st, and the first day of Trump's impeachment trial has begun. So if you haven't seen the video that I did for today's alignments that show Trump's lunar return with Saturn opposite his natal Saturn, you will want to check that out. I'm doing a series of videos, and I think that that's really fundamental and important to see. So if you haven't seen it, just look for the links above, and you can check those out. So I don't want to repeat that. What I want to talk about now is both the Uranus square to the sun, and I did another video, so again, I'll put that above if you haven't seen that yet, so you can understand what's coming. That's going to be the 22nd and 23rd is when that alignment will be most powerful, and then the new moon is on the 24th. So I want to take a look at that chart and help you to see why this is so important, because first of all, the Republicans are really trying to make it sound like this whole thing is a ridiculous sham and there's no basis for it, and Democrats are just crazy, and they're wanting to, you know, impeach him just for political reasons, that there's nothing and there's no facts underlying it. There's no justification for impeachment. And some people are even saying he's not impeached anyway, and they're going to, Trump wants them to just dismiss the case, as if that will remove the impeachment. And so I'm sure it's really frustrating if you've seen any of that. I caught a little clip of Ted Cruz saying that he thought the trial would be over in a week or two. So the thing I want to talk about here is that it can be a little bit disturbing to see those kinds of things happening. And I have to have faith in astrology because I predicted all the way back in July, way before the whistleblower's complaint was ever known, I predicted that Donald Trump would be impeached. And it took a long time to unfold. And sometimes I actually started to doubt myself. I wondered if my prediction was somehow wrong, just wishful thinking. And yet there was a part of me that still had faith in my prediction. And it turned out I was right. And I've made many other predictions. I would say, virtually a 100% success rate on my predictions. And yet sometimes when I make predictions, because I'm predicting the future and the facts that I'm seeing on that day may not necessarily indicate what I am predicting. As an example, the Mueller report never seemed to go anywhere. So why did I think that Trump was going to be impeached? I didn't know that this whistleblower's complaint was going to come out. And yet somehow I knew he was going to be impeached. Well, this is a similar situation because the Republicans keep talking about how, this case isn't going to last very long. This trial isn't going to last very long. I don't think they're going to throw it out, but they do give the impression like, there's nothing to it, so we're going to be done in a week or two. I'm not so sure that's true. And this is part of the reason. So again, in my last video, I talked about the Sun Uranus square. So this is Uranus at the top of Trump's chart and the Sun, and their square is exact, and it's around midnight. So the energy is really going to be most powerful on the 22nd and 23rd. But it's going to pull all the way into the 24th with this new moon squaring Uranus. And I have to say that I really do have to trust astrology. It's never let me down. And this tells me that something unexpected is going to happen, because that is what Uranus does. It brings things unexpected. And the new moon is in his 7th house of long-term meaningful relationships. Now the moon's in there. The sun is the masculine energy. Now the moon is in there. And together, it's like a reset. But with Uranus throwing a wrench into the system, something shocking and surprising could happen. And I don't think it's going to be favorable to Donald Trump because it's a square. I think it will more likely be something that upsets him significantly. Now, as you can see down here, Mars is in Sagittarius, and I talked about how it's going to make squares to Venus and Neptune, which continues the campaign of lies and deceit, which he will continue to do. But right now, the vertex is conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. So there's something very fated coming, and I think that it's really going to get kicked off with the Sun square Uranus, and we may see it. In fact, I expect we will see something happen even prior to this new moon. But if we don't see it by the time we get to January 24th, this new moon is definitely going to trigger something with the square to Uranus. So, don't get nervous when you hear the Republicans talk the way they do, because I don't believe for a second that the Donald Trump or the Republicans have this in the bag. I think there's something karmic going on below the surface, and it's going to show it. The Jack in the Box is going to pop up, and we're going to see what that is fairly soon, definitely this week, because they're going to be voting on their resolutions in the Senate regarding his trial. So just have faith in astrology, because there is divine justice, and I trust it. I trust that people pay their karmic prices, and even if he doesn't get removed, which, the interesting thing is, I'm going to show you something else really quick that I think is really important to keep in mind. And it's related to just this video. I happen to be watching a CNN video on YouTube where they were showing a CNN poll. Now, I generally actually prefer to look at Fox News polls because they have no reason to bring out polls that are deleterious to Donald Trump. But I think this is actually very accurate here, because we know, we've been watching Trump and his presidency for the past 3 years, and we know that there is approximately 40% of Americans who they just follow Trump blindly. He could murder someone in the middle of the day on Fifth Avenue, as they say, and they would be totally fine with it, So they're not really working with a rational mind. They have locked on to him as if he's their savior, and they don't think rationally. The facts simply do not matter to them. There is nothing that can convince them that Trump should be removed from office, because maybe they believe that he's going to trigger the second coming of Christ. Who knows? But it is definitely coming from an irrational belief system, because they don't look at the facts. So, so for them to say that whether or not they believe in these or agree with these impeachment charges against Trump, like it says here, 57% believe President Trump obstructed Congress, and 58% believe he abused his powers of the presidency, and over half of the people polled believe that he should be removed from office. So just keep that in mind, because the Republicans, they continually talk as if they've got it in the bag, and they're going to knock this out in no time because it's meaningless to them. And, and they keep insisting that it is in fact meaningless when we know it's not. We know that it is based on his criminal behavior and his unethical behavior. And so again, that's why I keep insisting that we just have to trust. We have to trust in divine justice. Something is coming, something unexpected. Certainly something that Donald Trump is not expecting, and it's going to get it activated with these planets right here, the sun and the moon, in his 7th house of long-term relationships and open enemies. Someone's going to blow the doors off, and he's not going to be expecting it at all. This is very karmic here, with the vertex conjunct Mars at the moment of this new moon, and with the North Node over his Mercury. Again, I keep saying that that's all about getting to the truth. Mercury is all about information, which includes knowing what the facts are, knowing what the truth is. And this is incredibly karmic. And I think that's pretty much it. Again, you just have to trust in divine justice. One more thing I will point out, though, that I find is interesting is that at this new moon, Mercury, again, the planet of information, and these 3 are in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, which makes that even more powerful, is conjunct Ceres in his 7th house. And when I've been doing these readings for 2 years now, and I keep intuiting that Ceres has something to do with the underworld, because if you know the myth of Ceres, she was the mother of Persephone, who was abducted by Pluto, the god of the underworld. So I think that some information could be revealed that takes us back to that shadowy underworld and Trump's association with the underworld. So yeah, so don't give up hope. There's still some really important things coming. So just trust in astrology, trust in divine justice, and we will see that justice coming. So again, regardless of whether or not he is acquitted in this trial, his karma will follow him. And the fact that over 50% of Americans believe that he did something wrong, that he not only deserved to be impeached, but to be removed, is very important. Because if the election day was today, he would not win. And he certainly didn't win the popular vote in 2016. So we have a lot going on our side, and we need to have faith in that. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. And that takes us through now 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if I don't make more videos today, I will definitely come back online on Friday and bring you more information for the coming week, okay? So again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click like on this video, ring the bell for notifications, especially now because I am doing more videos than I've ever done before. And share this video with friends and family and on social media. And please leave your comments. Oh, you guys have been leaving such amazing comments, and I so appreciate it. I really, really do. Okay, so that's it for today. So I'm going to sign off, and I wish you all the best. And just want you to know, trust in divine justice. I do. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.